I can only speak for my era of guys, and traditionally, I was taught homosexual, bisexual, you're more feminine. You're more of a feminine man. That's how I was raised to see this way of being. When I say raised, I mean that's how society raised me to see it. But as I move along in my experience, I realize it's more of the opposite. I find being homosexual or bisexual, it feels more masculine to me. It feels more primal. It feels more natural. A lot of the things we do and a lot of the ways we act outside of the confines of societal norms. And to me, that act in itself is very masculine. And it's a very strong thing to do because to go against the grain in such a way is scary. We're pack animals. So to go against the group, especially in our early stages of life, and honestly any stage of life, it might even be scary when you're older too, because to go against the societal norms you've been brought up with, it's a very bold act. It's very confident, but it's been shrouded in flamboyant aspects of our group of guys when instead we should be embracing strength, masculinity, and femininity. And I think the beautiful thing about it is we have the open mindedness to embrace the feminine. And somebody pointed out to me the other day the difference between femininity and flamboyancy, and I almost forgot. There's a lot of flamboyancy, there's a lot of loudness, there's a lot of sparkle and embellishing and ornamenting going on, but there's a lot of untapped potential with the feminine in the gay community, in the homosexual community. And being feminine is just being and existing and being in that feminine state is a completely different thing from being flamboyant and loud. And a lot of the times, these flamboyant people are still masculine. Well, they're still aggressive. They're still aggressive. I'm trying to promote certain types of masculine traits. I feel like they actually do present some toxic masculine traits while still being flamboyant. We have the opportunity to show the world balance in masculine and feminine energies. I kind of visualize us as the male version of the Amazonians, like DC Comics, all women tribe. They embrace femininity, of course, but at the end of the day, they got to get out in the field too. And they're all woman society, so they embrace masculinity too. That's how I see homosexual, bisexual community. We embrace the masculine, but we can also embrace the feminine and just really show the world what true balance looks like. And the reason why this is so important is because, and I think we all are starting to learn this, is that masculine and feminine are together. They're continuations of each other. You need the masculine and the feminine to move through life. In this system, masculinity takes you very far. It really does. In the physical world, moving through the physical world, achieving goals, such like that. The feminine is missing though. The true feminine, the stillness, the being, the feeling into things. You need both. Just to be a full human being, you should embrace both. The homosexual community is seen as being flamboyant and feminine and weaker than a heterosexual male. I think that's a complete lie, a complete flipped upside down thing that was put on us, at least my generation. I'm about to be 30, so 15 years ago, Just imagine the promotion from then till now. I want, when people think of the homosexuals or the bisexuals, I want them to think of us almost like the Amazonians, but the male version. Those completely balanced people who don't really need, we're complete beings, like we're good. We're representative of a complete person, balancing masculine and feminine, and not completely looking for femininity in another body or completely looking for masculinity within ourselves, but just being those complete balanced beings. And I want when people think of homosexuality to think of it as like peak masculinity. And maybe they don't want to be in that, but they see it, they respect it, and they move on. I just don't believe homosexuality should be seen as more feminine than masculine. That's what I can say for certain. You might feel like it's neutral, but to view it as weaker, to view it as more feminine, especially when we're out here dominating each other, dominating men, and not just the business sense or the real world sense, but also in the bedroom. Women are, like they say, women are submissive, women are this, women are that. Okay, so you're telling me they're meant to be conquered. Men, they're not meant to be conquered, if that's the logic we're going by. Well, then, if there's a whole group of people dominating other men, I don't think it should be looked at as feminine or weak. We really have the ability to show the world what complete unity with our masculine and feminine can be. I feel so powerful all the time because I am in touch with both sides. And as I continue to master life on earth and master masculine and feminine energies as a human being, I feel my power. But the system and the society says we're weak, we're not the same type of man. And we're not. I feel like we're a more evolved species, almost like we're like a more complete human being. Homosexuality should not represent the feminine man. We should have feminine men involved and masculine men involved. But when people think of homosexuality, trust me, it's a little more masculine than you would think. It's not a very, even the sex we have, it's very masculine. It's not very feminine. It's not like, at least for me, it's not like, oh, let me put your hair back. Let me, caress you. Like, let me, which is a beautiful thing. However, it's not very feminine. It's very aggressive. It's very dominant. We have sex with men like they're men. Homosexuality is very masculine. And it's time people start seeing that, like, it's not the lesser position.